Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack complex stories, pull out the key insights from various sources, and basically give you that shortcut to understanding what really matters.
Exactly. And today we're diving into a case that, it started as this exciting gap year adventure.
Right, a dream trip. But it turned into an international mystery, and one that was solved with, honestly, astonishing speed.
All thanks to an ally you might not expect, but one that's everywhere. Surveillance cameras.
Our deep dive today focuses on Grace Millane. Now, Grace was just 21, a recent graduate from the University of Lincoln in the UK, degree in advertising and marketing.
Yeah, sources paint this picture of someone who really, had her life together.
Described as sweet, kind, really close to her family back in Essex. She loved hockey, mentored younger players.
And she even donated her hair before the trip. Cut it off for the Little Princess Trust.
Which makes wigs for kids with cancer. It just speaks volumes about her character, doesn't it?
It really does. And that adventurous spirit, that was key. October 2018, she starts this big backpacking trip.
Kicked off in Peru, went through Patagonia, Bolivia, solo for parts of it.
Before finally landing in New Zealand.
She got there November 20th, spent about 10 days exploring the North Island Bay of Islands. Sounds amazing.
Then checked into the City Life Auckland Hotel December 1st.
But then December 2nd, that was Grace's birthday, and everything just went silent.
Radio silence. And her family, back in England, they knew immediately something was wrong.
Yeah, she was constantly in touch, sending photos, messages. This wasn't like her at all, especially on her birthday. Deeply alarming for them.
So our mission here in this deep dive is really to unpack how this incredible amount of security footage, CCTV, let the New Zealand police reconstruct Grace's final hours.
And unravel what happened with the speed and detail that's, well, pretty rare in these kinds of investigations.
It really highlights how technology is changing criminal justice.
The public, everyone was asking, how do they move so quickly? From missing person to, to the charge?
And the answer is in the footage. But let's rewind a bit back to that silence. Because that was the first sign.
Even though she was 22, an independent traveler, her parents just knew. That silence on her birthday, it was terrifying for them.
Which raises that whole question, how do these international missing person cases even work? How effective are they when you're reporting from halfway across the world?
Well, 3 days later, December 5th, her phone's still going straight to voicemail. So her parents make that call. They contact the New Zealand police.
And the police response was, well, incredibly swift.
Astonishingly fast. Just 1 day later, December 6th, they announced they've brought a 26-year-old man in for questioning.
Just 1 day. And then 2 days after that, December 8th.
The missing person case becomes a homicide investigation. And that same man is charged with murder.
The speed is just, it takes your breath away.
It tells you they must have had something concrete, right? Something almost immediate.
Absolutely. Compelling evidence. It points to something crucial they already had. You just don't see that kind of progression, usually.
Not without undeniable proof.
And then the very next day, December 9th, around 4 p.m.
Grace's body was found in bushland about 12 miles west of central Auckland, maybe a 50-minute drive from her hotel.
So that timeline, missing report to finding her body, it's incredibly compressed. It shows the police weren't just searching randomly. They were following a very clear trail.
And that trail, the reason for the speed, was the CCTV, the security cameras.
Sources called Auckland's camera network Vegas on the Strip.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't just a couple of blurry images. We're talking almost minute-by-minute reconstruction. They knew exact times for everything.
Down to the minute.
What's really significant here is how the surveillance didn't just offer clues. It basically built the entire narrative, an irrefutable one.
It turned a potentially long investigation into like a digital replay of events.
Exactly. Capturing not just the suspect, but his whole calculated attempt to cover it up. It provided this forensic certainty that's just rare, made denial almost impossible.
Yeah. So let's walk through that footage. Grace's last known movements, December 1st. Captured in amazing detail.
5:37 p.m. She leaves her hotel, City Life, alone.
And the cameras were clear enough to see exactly what she was wearing.
Yep. Black t-shirt dress, white flat lace-up shoes, even a white watch on her wrist, carrying a purse.
She walks just a short distance, like 0.2 miles.
To Sky City, Auckland. It's a big complex, bars, restaurants, casino.
Okay.
5:54 p.m. She stops, looks around, she's on her phone. Then a man approaches her. Sneakers, jeans, light blue shirt, unbuttoned.
And they meet. How did that look?
Described as a quick, awkward hug.
Okay, so the beginning of a date.
And the cameras track them through Sky City. Clear footage, casual conversation, smiles. They go to the Andes bar.
Then the Mexican cafe around 7:1 p.m., sort of bar hopping.
Yeah, and you see them getting more comfortable, standing closer, brushing arms, that kind of thing.
Then dinner, 8:30 p.m. at the Bluestone Room.
Now, this footage is the only bit that's blurry. Apparently black and white.
But still clear enough to see them.
Oh, yeah. They're relaxed, sitting together, sharing kisses. He's got his arm around her, laughing, talking. Looks like a, pretty successful first date.
Seems totally normal.
Until 8:56 p.m. This is where it shifts. The man goes to the restroom, kisses her goodbye.
Okay.
While he's gone, Grace gets her phone out. First time they'd seen her do that on the footage.
Interesting.
But then Grace goes to the bathroom, and she leaves her purse on the table.
Oh.
As soon as she's out of frame, the camera catches him. He grabs her purse, quickly shuffles through it, and puts it back.
Wow. Okay, that moment, that purse incident, it seems small, but from an investigator's view, that must have screamed red flag, right?
Absolutely, because it's not normal behavior on a date. It's sneaky. It suggests an ulterior motive completely different from just enjoying the evening.
So that little action, caught on camera, changed everything for the police watching it back.
It likely shifted the whole perspective. From potential date to potential predatory behavior, that tiny detail, only visible because of the camera, was probably the pivot point.
And after that?
The footage shows them leaving Sky City together, arms around each other, holding hands. They walk back to the City Life Hotel.
Back to her hotel.
Through the lobby, into the elevator, up to Grace's room on the 3rd floor.
And that footage, that elevator ride, it becomes chilling because...
Because Grace is never seen on camera leaving that floor again.
And right there, the cover-up begins. Brazen, meticulous, and all documented.
It's quite something to piece together. The very next morning, December 2nd, the man starts making moves.
What time?
8 a.m. He comes down in the elevator alone, but he's changed. No blue shirt, just a black undershirt.
And his behavior in the elevator?
Key detail. He glances right at the camera when he gets in, then immediately turns his back to it for the whole ride down.
Conscious of the camera, trying to hide his face.
Looks that way. Then, 8:07 a.m., he's tracked walking into the Atrium Mall, goes into the warehouse store.
And buys what?
A large suitcase.
Okay, a large suitcase.
Rolls it back to the City Life Hotel. Uses Grace's key, he wasn't a registered guest, and goes back up to the 3rd floor.
The audacity is staggering.
And he keeps going. 8:32 a.m., he comes down again, this time without the new suitcase. He goes to a Countdown Metro supermarket.
Buys cleaning supplies.
Takes him back to the hotel room. Again, using her key.
But then, the most chilling part, for me at least, later that same day.
Yeah. 4:29 p.m. He goes to a different bar, Revelry, buys a drink.
And leaves with another woman he met there.
Leaves with another woman on another date.
Well, Grace. While her body is likely still in that hotel room, he keeps accessing with her key. It's hard to comprehend that mindset.
It suggests a complete lack of remorse, zero empathy, and just this incredible chilling confidence or arrogance.
What happens after that second date?
He drives his rental car, a red one he'd rented earlier that day.
They also
Oh, yeah. Tracked him taking a taxi from the hotel to the rental place. Cameras in the taxi facing him. Then tracked the car. He used Grace's key again after the date. Then drove the rental car to rent.
a rub doctor, a carpet cleaner.
Takes it back to the hotel, 8:24 p.m.
Yeah.
Takes it up in the elevator to Grace's room, even with other people in the elevator with him.
Just acting completely normal.
Returns the rug doctor about half an hour later, 8:56 p.m.
He's just not worried about being seen at all.
Seems that way. Then, 9:30 p.m., he gets a hotel baggage trolley.
And he's seen on camera with it.
Wheeling it into the elevator from Grace's 3rd floor. And on the trolley.
2 large suitcases. And a sports bag.
That's how the police figured out how Grace's body left the hotel without being directly seen. Inside one of those suitcases.
He wheels them down, loads them into his rental car.
And then goes back up to the room, sleeps there.
In the room where she died. After putting her body in a suitcase. It's beyond words.
And the cover-up still wasn't finished. December 3rd, morning, 6:14 a.m.
He drives the red rental car to a hardware store, buys a shovel, a red shovel.
Then 9:30 a.m., he's back at the hotel. But now he's barefoot.
Why barefoot?
Police figured he'd washed his shoes, they were later found in his car, and washed the shovel at a hand car wash place. He actually left the shovel leaning against the wall there.
Just left it there.
Yeah. He also picked up more bags from the room, dropped some items at dry cleaners, bought another suitcase later,
Another one.
and kept staying in Grace's room using her key card. A couple of days later, he was seen dumping things from a bag into public trash bins.
The sheer amount of activity, the planning, the brazenness of it all caught on camera. It just completely destroyed any chance he had of denying it.
It absolutely sealed his fate. The cameras created this undeniable timeline of his actions.
So the police have all this footage. They identify him pretty quickly.
December 6th, just one day after Grace was officially reported missing, they find him near the City Life Hotel, bring him in.
And he starts lying.
Immediately. Claims he last saw Grace around 8 p.m. on December 1st after the date. Said they said goodbye then.
But the police already knew that was false. They had the footage of him going back to the hotel with her, staying the night.
Exactly. They confronted him, showed him the evidence. As they reviewed more and more footage, they kept confronting him.
And the lies just kept falling apart.
Until 2 days later, December 8th, they charged him with her murder.
And finding Grace's body, that came from his phone.
Critically, yes. After he was charged, they got access to his phone. Found GPS searches for the exact patch of bushland where she was later found.
So the digital footprint from his phone, combined with the visual footprint from the CCTV, it was an open and shut case practically.
It created this incredibly tight, undeniable circle of evidence, like a digital confession mapped onto a visual one.
And yet, despite all this evidence seemingly pointing right at him, there was that name suppression order.
Yes, the public was understandably outraged, confused why this man remained unnamed for so long.
New Zealand courts issued a strict suppression order. Media couldn't name him. People in New Zealand faced hefty fines, even jail time if they broke it.
It aimed to ensure a fair trial, prevent media saturation from biasing potential jurors.
But it seems so extreme, doesn't it? Especially when the video evidence felt so obvious. Why go to such lengths even then? Is that standard practice?
Protecting the integrity of the trial process is paramount for the courts. Even with strong evidence, the concern is always that public outrage, especially when attached to a name and face, could prejudice the jury pool.
Right, making a truly fair trial impossible.
But the internet age makes that tricky. Overseas media, places like the US, Australia, they weren't bound by the NZ order, so they did report his name.
Okay, so the name got out internationally anyway.
It did. The suppression in NZ only lifted officially when he was convicted, and his name was revealed as Jesse Kempson.
Jesse Kempson. And his background. It's deeply disturbing, isn't it?
Very much so. Born late 1991, parents split, raised by grandparents, described as a pathological liar.
What kinds of lies?
Big ones. Told the landlord he was a pro softball player for the national team, the Black Sox. The team confirmed they'd never heard of him.
Wow.
Used manipulation tactics, claimed partners had cancer or his parents were dead just to get sympathy or help. No contact with his own son or his father.
And just grandiose fantasies about himself.
Huge ones. Claimed he owned restaurant franchises, had a law degree, came from a millionaire family, was buying up fancy restaurants. It sounds a bit like, those Tinder swindler type stories, but maybe even more detached from reality and obviously far more dangerous.
Definitely more dangerous. So the trial, cause of death was confirmed as manual strangulation.
Yes. And Kempson pleaded not guilty.
His defense.
Claimed it was an accident.
Yeah.
Rough play gone wrong.
Which, given everything we've just discussed, the suitcase, the cleaning, the shovel, it just sounds incredibly disrespectful and unbelievable.
The prosecution argued exactly that. The extensive calculated cover-up completely undermined any claim of it being accidental.
And they released the Tinder messages too.
Yes, showing he was really persistent, quite aggressive in trying to get Grace to meet him for that date.
But then the trial took another awful turn for Grace's family.
Yeah, this is a really difficult part. Her sexual history, her past behavior, it was brought up in court.
Despite having absolutely nothing to do with her being murdered.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
It's that classic, horrific pattern of victim blaming. Shifting focus away from the perpetrator's actions onto the victim's life. We've seen it time and time again.
Just devastating for her family to endure.
After nearly 3 weeks, the jury had 7 women, 5 men. They deliberated for about 5 hours.
And came back with a guilty verdict.
Guilty. And almost immediately, the Prime Minister of New Zealand at the time made this very public, direct apology to Grace's parents.
Saying, your daughter should have been safe here and she wasn't, and I'm sorry for that.
A powerful statement.
And once the name suppression lifted, even more came out about Kempson, didn't it?
Yes. It was revealed he'd sexually assaulted another British tourist who he'd also met on Tinder just months before he murdered Grace.
Unbelievable.
And he was also facing 8 charges of sexual violence and other abuse against his girlfriend at the time of Grace's murder.
So a clear pattern of violence against women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's tried to appeal his murder conviction multiple times, but they've all been denied, at least as of mid-2021.
And connecting this back, that rough sex defense he tried to use, it's part of a wider, disturbing trend, isn't it?
It is. Grace's case sadly joins a list where that defense is used to try and excuse or lessen responsibility for violence, even murder, against women. It's not new, historically. Think back to Jack the Ripper. The focus on the victims' lives back then, it's a persistent, damaging narrative.
And the stats you found really drive that home. In the UK, what was it? 7 out of 17 recent killings of women that went to trial resulted in the man being found not guilty using defenses like that.
That's right. And 38% of UK women under 40, that's millions of women, report experiencing unwanted violence during what was supposed to be consensual sex.
And in the US, 81% of women, 43% of men reporting some form of sexual harassment.
These numbers aren't abstract. They show how widespread this is. Grace's case and that defense strategy, it really forces you to confront this reality. Male violence against women isn't just isolated incidents, it's a systemic issue.
One that needs open conversation, not just in courtrooms.
Everywhere.
So, amidst all this tragedy, how is Grace's legacy being remembered? What came out of this?
Well, a positive movement did emerge. Her cousin Hannah and her mother Jillian set up a charity, Love Grace UK. You can find them on Instagram.
What do they do?
They raise money and awareness about male violence against women, and they collect donations, specifically handbags filled with toiletries, little luxuries for women in abuse shelters, mainly in their home area of Essex. It's a lovely tribute. We really encourage you to check it out if you're able.
That's wonderful. And her family, her friends, they've shared memories too.
Heartfelt messages. Her half-brothers, Michael and Declan. Friends like Samantha Ramsey describing her infectious smile, calling her the happiest person, the brightest star.
Someone with big dreams encouraging others.
Exactly. As Samantha put it, Grace was just out there trying to see the world, trying to further her education, trying to live out a dream when she met horror.
Such a tragic end to a promising life.
Which leads to that really chilling thought from the sources.
If it wasn't Grace, it would have been someone else.
Yeah. The assessment was that Jesse Kempson was essentially a predator looking for an opportunity. If he hadn't been caught so quickly, thanks to that CCTV.
He likely would have continued, would have definitely become a serial predator.
It's a stark reminder of the danger individuals like him pose. A crucial point, really, for you, the listener, to consider.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it leaves us with some big questions, doesn't it? In this age of constant surveillance, digital footprints, how do we strike that balance?
Between the incredible power it gives law enforcement to solve crimes like Grace's.
And our ongoing valid concerns about privacy. Where do we draw that line?
And how does this kind of immediate, visual, tangible evidence, the camera footage, how does it challenge or maybe reinforce our ideas about accountability?
Especially when you see defenses based on denial or narratives that try to blame the victim, like the rough sex argument. Does hard video evidence cut through that more effectively?
It's this really complex interplay, isn't it? Technology, justice, truth, societal responsibility. It's constantly shifting, constantly making us rethink things.
Definitely a lot to mull over. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today.
We hope it's provided some clarity on this incredibly impactful case and its wider implications.